to Fandom Family Chats and our Halloween special. I'm Jeanette, and I'm joined by Amanda
Hello.
and Tiffany.
Hello.
And tonight, for our special Halloween episode, we're going to be discussing the Fear Street Trilogy.
1994. In Shadyside, the murder capital of the United States. Yet another brutal, unmotivated massacre sends shivers down the spine. And more, the unholy name of Sarah Fear, cursed local witch, keeps popping up. Now, something evil has awoken, forcing a team of 5 teenage friends to summon up the courage to get to the bottom of a bloody, centuries-old secret and fight tooth and nail against unstoppable supernatural forces to stay alive. But in this dangerous cat and mouse game, someone else makes the rules. Can the young defenders lift the town curse, end it all?
Am I the only one who thinks that between like the Shady Side and the Sunnyvale, it's very Riverdale feeling?
Absolutely. Yeah.
The
No, I thought
whole
that too.
the whole feel of the entire thing was Riverdale.
Mm-hmm.
Darker, the music,
Mm-hmm.
the way they filmed it, the lighting, everything seemed very Riverdale.
Yeah, I remember thinking that too.
Yeah.
And I mean, just the way it opens, it's just crazy. I feel like when I watched it the first time, I did not expect it to like jump straight into what it did. But I loved it. It reminded me of like the Scream movies and how those always start off with like an instant kill, and then we get our credits and we get the movie started.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So it was definitely a throwback, which I thought was fun since, our first episode is set in 1994. It was sort of perfect to sort of have that feel to it.
Yeah. I mean, in my notes, I said I had no idea that this would be the kind of movie where everyone you meet starts dying. I don't think we've had a movie like this in a long time.
Right?
I loved it.
I mean, really not to down talk any other horror movies, but a lot of horror movies nowadays, your main cast survives.
Yeah.
And that's not how horror movies used to be. That's why old horror movies are much better than nowadays. And I think that's why I liked Fear Street, because
no one was safe.
Yeah. You had no idea.
I was shocked at a couple that died towards the end of the episode, which maybe we'll get into here in a minute. We can kind of
those
dive into
were
what happens first.
Two biggest surprises.
Yeah.
But so Heather, that's kind of who we open up with. I could not remember her name for the longest time. It took me until they were like at the school the next day.
Yeah.
For me to remember her name was Heather. In my notes, I'm like, her name's Girl.
Girl at the mall. Right.
Did you guys have a favorite out of the 3?
What?
Probably
the 3 films.
I don't. 1 and 2 are kind of tied for me. 3 is not. I mean, it explains so much, but it's not my favorite as far as like what's going on.
Yeah, I think 2 was my favorite.
Yeah,
2 is my favorite.
Yeah, I think 78 was my favorite. I liked being in the 70s, I think.
Yeah. I liked that one, but I think the reason like the first episode is a little bit up there because I love Simon. I think he is like such a funny and just fun. I mean, I loved Simon, and I loved oh gosh, what's her name? Kate? Is it Kate?
Kate, yeah.
Yeah, I loved both of them so much that's why I like 94.
I liked 94 as well. Those, it would go to me 78, 94.
Yeah.
I think.
I agree.
And
in that mall scene, like, did you all suspect it was going to be Ryan? Because I didn't, like, not even a little bit.
Well, I don't know. I
thought we'd find Ryan dead. I didn't think it would be him. I don't know. I was surprised.
So the first time watching it, no.
Yeah.
The second time watching it, I was I kind of more, I knew it, I guess because I knew it, I just kind of had that feeling.
Yeah.
Like, well,
yeah,
they did kind of give you that like ominous feeling when they were sitting there talking.
Yeah.
And really when those voices started kind of playing and his eyes were kind of shifting over.
That's true.
Kind of like, oh, that's weird. But I didn't expect what happened to happen.
Yeah.
And really when the cop shot him in the back of the head, I was like, whoa.
It was so brutal, but I loved it.
Opening
credits. I'm going to sound a little psychotic for saying that, but I loved it.
I did too. Just because that's a good horror film. I mean, that's what it is. And then after all this stuff, we finally get our intro into the show, which I also did want to put in here that they had these extremely long intros, like they did back in the day.
I love it.
And I started thinking, it. I'm like,
yeah,
why do we not have intros really to shows anymore? Is it because we're too impatient now?
Probably. Because I know my kids, like the most recent one I can think of is we let them watch The Goonies a few months ago. And they were like, why are they showing all those words right now? Like they didn't understand. I'm like, hold on, it's just the beginning of the movie. And they're like, don't those come at the end? They were so confused and they were so irritated. Like, how long are they? Really never hit me that they didn't do that until they brought it up. And I was like, oh, I guess we don't do that anymore.
Yeah, I don't think I really noticed it until I rewatched Grey's Anatomy maybe a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And I started realizing that, oh yeah, Grey's did have an intro.
Yeah.
And I almost forgot. I mean, just watching the show, you just kind of forget about it ever had an intro. Not to bring up Grey's because I have to every single podcast we do.
Okay. Yeah.
But that was just one example that I could think of. Like, where do all our intros go?
I don't know, because those always set the tone for the show. Like
Grease. Well,
yeah. Oh,
that one in my head.
That's a good one. Yeah, they don't do that anymore. They don't do it.
Okay, so then we meet Josh and Dina.
Yes.
Is it Dina?
Yeah, it's Dina.
Yeah, Dina.
Okay. I get so confused on their names. I had to write them down. I've got them somewhere because I was like, I can't remember everybody's name.
I had like a blank spot for Dina's name for a while too. Just because I was like, I know her name. But yeah. And Josh.
His LOL or his AOL chat room.
AOL chat.
Oh my gosh. It brought back memories.
Queen of Fair and Darkness. Did anybody think that was Kate?
I totally did. And I was really disappointed that it wasn't.
I was like, wow, I was wrong.
I really thought it was going to be, I don't know. I thought it was going to be her.
Totally. Do we ever find out who that is?
You do at the very end.
The very end?
It's just some girl, but she signs his cast. It's in part 3, but.
Okay. I felt like we did, but I don't know why I was thinking it was in the first episode.
Yeah, no, she signs his cast at the end and it like puts her like AOL handle on there and it's like, if you're ever on, like look me up, and then walks away. Yeah. So she obviously knew who he was.
That's awesome.
This school is a complete disaster though.
Right?
Did anybody read my notes today? Because I was bashing the school the entire time.
It's so
I was
crazy.
like, where are these teachers?
They don't care. These kids are, I don't know.
I'm like, they're like walking through the hallways with knives, dragging bodies.
It's probably, considering the way they're setting it up, that, Sunnyvale is the rich kids and all these like, the good kids. And here we've got the troublemakers, the poor kids over at Shadyville or Shadyside. Sorry. I keep wanting to mess it up. That, it might be kind of accurate, especially in the 90s. It's probably pretty accurate they just didn't care. Teachers are there to collect their paycheck and they just moved on.
Yeah. Think about Riverdale too.
I know. So.
They would.
It's like
It seems like a mix between Riverdale and Greendale to me from Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. Like a good combination of both of them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I agree.
But why, like, my thing is, why does everybody keep moving to this town?
Well, I don't know if they keep moving or if they're just stuck there, because you heard like it's in part 2, but like, is it Ziggy that tells Cindy that like you're not going to get out of here, like you're stuck here forever? So I don't know if it's just bad fortune that like no one gets out of Shadyside. You just are there forever.
I always feel so bad.
Even when you're dead.
Yeah,
apparently.
right. Right.
I think that's why I like the second part better.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like there was a ton of comedy in that one.
Yeah.
I agree.
I remember laughing a lot in that one, just because of the stupidness.
Yeah.
Of some of the things, like when they're stuck.
Yes.
Or no, is that the third one?
They're stuck. I don't know.
Well, I guess it is the second and the third one that we see.
They kind of flow.
All of them stuck at the camp.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyways, back to one. Dina comes down there and talks to Josh. I had to put that part in. Do you know how expensive AOL is?
So funny.
I was like, man, yeah, I thought you can get it for free with that CD. You'd go to Walmart and just like pick up.
I mean, right? And we had no idea what our parents were having to do to get us in those chat rooms, right?
I remember that awful sound signing on to the internet.
Never forget that sound.
It's like permanently burned into my brain.
I remember unplugging the internet.
Yeah.
Plugging my phone in late at night so I can call my boyfriend.
Too funny. I don't think I did that.
Oh, I did. Because we had 2 phone lines. I mean, we had, you had 2 phone lines, one for the phone, house phone, one for the internet. At least we did.
I think we just had the one because my mom would be like, get off the internet. I need to use the phone.
Okay, it was like that for a while.
Amanda, you're a little bit younger though. So
things
had changed a little bit by the time you got there. So
yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I know because I remember having the one phone line and I remember everybody fighting over it when I was younger. And then once I started getting older and I was using the internet a lot, my dad just put in 2 phone lines. I think he was just done with that. He's
tired of the fight. I don't blame him. Same reason my kids each have a tablet, because I'm not going to let them share one. Like, we're not doing that.
No. Absolutely not. So
another throwback to the 90s though. The little mixtape. I just loved all the throwbacks that she was making her. I thought it was so fun.
Tape with the writing the little notes on it. That part cracked me up.
The music was so good too. I mean, it reminded me of Cruel Summer, and I mean, it's just because they're both set in the 90s. Like, but I mean, I was just like so excited to hear all these songs from.
I was too.
From my youth.
I was excited when I heard 9 Inch Nails opening up.
Yeah, they played really good ones.
It's like, hey. All right, so to kind of just zoom on by, going to Sam and Dina. I loved them.
I'm odd. I didn't like them at all, and it's because I don't like Sam. Something about her character bugged me like big time. I don't know.
I didn't like her as much in the first one.
Okay,
yeah, that's true.
She grew on me.
That's true.
I don't really like Dina, and I don't really like Sam.
I would agree.
But I do like them together. I like their like little chemistry they have together.
That's true.
That's kind of where my mind goes. I really don't like Dina or Sam individually.
No,
they weren't like my favorite was Kate, Josh. I think those were my 2 favorites.
Simon was mine. I don't know why. He cracked me up like every time he was on there. I don't know. Sheriff Good. What was everybody's first thoughts on him?
Like when I first saw him on like the TV, I didn't really think twice about him. It wasn't until that the bus crashed, and then I thought he was odd,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't really think I caught on to anything weird until maybe the police station when he just wasn't listening to them at all.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are you hiding?
I thought he was odd, but something about him, I liked him though. But I liked him. Yeah, there was something, but we won't get into it yet. It might be part 2 that made me like him.
Oh, well, yeah.
But even in the first part, it's like I wanted to like him, but I was like, there's something. You're up to something.
That was my thing.
I don't know what it is.
I was very suspicious of him.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. I was suspicious of him.
Mm-hmm.
He just wasn't quite right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the show tried to give you that feeling that you didn't really know what was up with him, but you just had a feeling something
was there.
He was a part of the story. He was a part, and as soon as he dropped that letter to Ziggy, I mean, I can't remember her name in the sentence.
Christine.
Was that it?
They kept calling her C. Berman, but it's because her name was Christine.
But Ziggy, right?
Yeah, Ziggy, but she went by. Yeah.
I'm like, wait, I'm not insane, right? That was Ziggy.
Yeah. No, you're right.
I only got through like half of the second one today.
I got to watch them all. I just didn't take notes on them, so rely on you all.
Also, before we pass it up, that bus scene. Well, again, alarm on the bus. Meh, meh. I can hear it.
Yeah. I was like, how are they just opening up that door?
And then they're like sitting over there with the door open, talking.
Yeah. Like no big deal. It's so weird.
I swear, I don't think we see an adult in this movie except like the cops.
You're right. I don't think we do.
And the neighbor,
the hospital, the nurse,
takes like the Shining twins away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, there is an adult driving the bus. Oh no, wait.
Do we see him?
We don't see him.
I don't feel like we ever saw adults in this film.
I just saw an adult sitting on the bus when she's getting in the bus in her band outfit. I've got it playing in the background.
I mean, there has to be an adult driving the bus, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's just like they don't.
No,
it's supposed to be just about the kids, I think.
Yep.
You know what? I'm sitting here trying to think of the second one too.
No adults.
I mean, you had the nurse.
Yeah.
But she went cray-cray.
Yeah. That's it.
I really don't want to jump into the second one yet. I'm just trying to think now. I'm like, hey, I know I was joking a lot about his like, where are the adults? But really, where are the adults in this show?
Yeah, I don't think there are any other than the police officers.
I know. Isn't that weird?
That's very weird.
Yeah. It's weird.
I didn't even notice that the entire time I was watching it.
Like we don't see
either time. I watched them twice.
We see Sam's mom, right? At the hospital. But otherwise we don't see any parents either. Like
yeah. Well, yeah, until the third one. Then we see more adults in the third one.
The third one, we see the adults.
Right.
Because they're all kind of a part of it. That's where it originated from. So
yeah.
That makes sense. But and also with that bus crash, insane, whatever. But they all lied to the cop. Not just Shadyside, but also the Sunnyvale. I knew Shadyside was going to lie to cover their butts.
I'm guessing that Sunnyvale lied. I mean, because what they were doing before the accident was not okay either. So maybe they're just covering their butts on that one too.
See, I feel like the cop would have just.
He probably would have. I mean,
taken Sunnyvale's side and just swept it under. But
yeah.
Did you guys think it was Peter and the guys outside of Dina's house?
No.
You guys already caught on?
Yeah, I was like, no, that's got to be like somehow the school. Yeah, I don't know if I thought it was Ryan, but I knew that it was like, I don't know, I knew it was like another killer. Like I didn't know how that was all going to play out yet and like what was going to happen, but I knew it wasn't those guys.
See, I can't remember what I thought the first time, because I know what happens now. I know who it is now.
I know it's hard.
Watching the second time, and I'm like trying to think back on my what was I thinking when the first time I watched it? I think it was the Sunnyvale Kids.
Yeah.
Tiffany, what do you think?
Yeah, I was with Jeanette. I wasn't sure who. I didn't think it was Lord,
Peter.
what was the name we just said? Peter. Yes, there we go. I tried to print out the list of names earlier from IMDb, and my printer wouldn't work. So now I'm like trying to switch between my notes and IMDb on my phone, and it keeps going crazy.
There's so many characters. It's almost
Now, when we
There
get to the
is.
second and third, I'm not going to get no names,
Mm-mm.
but I wrote them
there's-
down watching today.
We'll just be like that one guy that did this. We'll know who we're talking about.
Yeah.
It's okay.
You guys, anybody listening, just figure it out.
We're kind of chaotic sometimes, but you'll figure it out. So one of the funniest, and I mean, it's not really funny, but it made me laugh really hard, was Kate with the twins sorting the pills.
Yeah, what else are you going to do when you're babysitting?
And it was like it was no big deal. So obviously this is not the first time they've done this for her.
I know.
I mean, cracking me up. And then Simon's just walking around. He's still got the shirt with the blood all over it, which is gross. And then when she makes him take it off and he walks in the kitchen shirtless, and she's like, "Can you put on some clothes?" Like he's walking around shirtless with these like small children that you're babysitting for. That not even he's babysitting for, but Kate's babysitting for.
Okay. After Kate gets rid of the creepy twins, then we kind of they go to the hospital kind of right after that.
Yeah, they go to Dina's house, and then aren't they attacked? They're attacked there, right?
Yeah. They kind of start getting attacked everywhere they go, obviously.
Oh no, they go to the hospital to see Sam. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
So they all go
And
there.
then we meet Betty.
Nurse Betty. I know, I loved it.
Oh my, but Eddie?
Right?
That's the only way I can say his name. But Eddie. I can't say Betty. I don't know.
Nurse Betty.
But his death. Ooh,
Right? Like
I felt like I knew him already.
I know.
And then I was so fast.
I mean, this sounds crazy too, but I love the killers in these movies.
Uh-huh.
Like they're like, I don't know, they got some really cool kills. And like they're terrifying, but they're not like, and they're all in their own little way terrifying. Like my favorite one is coming up, and I just like Ruby Lane. I love her. I don't know why. There's just something that I'm like, oh my gosh, I love you.
I know.
And like I love it.
Ruby Lane too.
Mm-hmm.
She was whenever. Oh my gosh, when she's sitting on my sidewalk singing, and here comes your boy.
I love him.
He's like, "Oh, look, creepy girl just sitting here singing. Let me walk up to her."
But she's hot, right? Isn't that what he said? Like, you know,
yes.
She's hot, but crazy.
And what he says, she had one of those like razors, like those old timey ones where you shave yourself. Yeah,
the switchblades.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think she is my favorite.
She's my favorite. She's quirky and fun.
And
Although I love
her
Tommy
story.
Slater. I like Tommy's jog. I mean, he comes at you like you're not getting away.
Right? Tommy.
I love it. Is it weird that I love it? I don't know. I feel like I'm showing my psychopath side here.
Ben told me I needed to go to therapy today while I was watching them because he said I was smiling.
Yeah, I do too.
Like the guy was getting axed in the face, and I was trying not to laugh.
I don't know.
I think because in my head, honestly, I know it's fake.
Yeah.
And so whenever something my brain does, and I kind of want to know if anybody else's brain does it, whenever I'm watching horror movies, I don't like horror movies. Like they scare me. Like I get scared.
Oh, I get scared.
And I have so much anxiety already in life. And then I just make myself sit here and watch these movies for some reason.
Yeah.
But I love them.
Me too.
And so what I do when I'm watching them is I concentrate on the fact that they're acting, and I try to take the backgrounds off of behind them and like make it like a green screen.
Yeah.
And I start laughing because I'm like, oh, great. They're like, when they're doing this thing with the axe, there's like nothing really there. I can imagine what they're hitting. And then I start laughing because I'm like, it's ridiculous in my head.
Yeah.
Anybody else's brain?
I don't do
That
that,
insane.
I don't do that, but I still laugh at all of them. So I don't know if that makes me any better. So
I think that's the only way I could like do horror films when I was little.
I like to scare myself.
So you don't like horror films, but you started a horror podcast?
I like true crime.
Okay.
Which that is the stuff that I don't like because that is real. And so that terrifies me.
But I love psychology. And a lot of true crime is interesting to me because you have to like, you're trying to understand these real life, pretty much horror.
Yeah.
Killers. And that's why I love true crime. It's just because. So in A Nefarious Nightmare, my other podcast, where our Halloween episode, I did Ed Gein.
Yeah.
Which I think a lot of people don't realize this one man only killed 2 people. I know that says only. He is from Wisconsin, Plainfield. And he only killed 2 people that he ever admitted to. He might have had more victims, but he admitted right off the bat whenever they caught him. But Leatherface, so Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Silence of the Lambs, Buffalo Bill, Norman Bates. Those are all based off Ed Gein.
I didn't know that.
Anyways, off Ed Gein. I talked enough about him on Monday night.
Anyway, so I guess then that's when they decide they're gonna go and set their traps.
Oh,
or
yeah.
They go to the school and set a trap for.
Which I thought was really smart.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was, obviously it didn't work.
Right.
But at the time I was like, hey, that is brilliant.
Right.
Like dragging blood through. For some teenagers, I gave them props.
They blew them up. So, you would think that would have worked. I would have thought that would work.
I know. They all went up in flames and I was like, yeah, they did it.
How gross was that scene when they start coming back together, though? I was like,
oh my gosh.
No.
It started moving and I was like, wait, what is that?
Ugh, that's so gross.
But it was cool. Like, even when he was like, I guess, who is that under the burlap? That's Tommy, right?
That's Tommy Slater. Yeah.
Yeah. So whenever he's like walking through that hallway, he's still like being put together.
Yeah.
Which was really cool.
I know.
Like,
I think so too.
Filming wise.
Yeah. They
did an awesome job. So obviously that didn't work.
Nope.
So this is kind of when they find C. Berman.
Yeah.
Is whenever they're stuck in that room.
Mm-hmm. And Sam's going to sacrifice herself, which at that moment I was like, okay, Sam. Because I was like, why are we? I got why Dina was there, like protecting her, but I'm thinking, why is everybody else like risking their life for this girl that you don't even really like? No offense, but if we're not friends, I'm not sure that I'm going to go through with this for you. Like, I'm going to just move on.
I know. That was.
But I guess they were doing it for Dina, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I think they were. I was kind of bummed. I don't know. Sam wasn't my favorite, but I was like, oh man, like I feel bad. Like
I felt bad, but I felt worse here in a little bit when my favorites do die for Sam, who's not my favorite. I was like, this is wasted.
Plus seeing Sam sitting there being completely possessed was worth her living.
True.
I do have a question. I did put it on here. What happened to Ryan? Because I thought like for them to like go psycho, they would have had to like mess with the bones or something.
He was the name that was put on the.
Ryan was?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He was
so
the
why
name.
I don't like, how do their names get on there? I forgot that part.
It's because you haven't watched episode 3 today, but it's where they do the ritual and they just have to speak a name, and that name goes on the wall, and that person's soul is taken by the devil, and they go off and kill a bunch of people.
So it's like just random.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Sam's name got put on there because, I don't know, was that because she was causing trouble or whatever? They added another name?
She messed with the bones when they got in that car accident.
Yeah.
She disturbed the grave.
That's something. Yeah, I guess that's it. Yeah.
That's what they said. It's because she disturbed the grave. But then I was like, when they said that, and I was like, well,
because Cindy didn't
watch 3 today.
Yeah, I think he had to put her name on the wall because Cindy, that didn't happen to her after she saw. Like, like it's not the same as like the killer chasing them because they like whatever. It's different when they turn into that, and I think it's because.
Yeah.
I'm
with you. I'm with you.
I don't want to say too much because we're not there yet. So I'm trying to like, yeah.
All right. So they figure out about C. Berman and that she died and was brought back. So like this is going to be their new plan. Did you guys think this was going to work?
I mean, I did. I thought this was a brilliant plan as well.
Yeah, I did too.
Which I guess it.
I don't know why they didn't think of like doing something like drowning to start with that wouldn't take as long as trying to swallow all those pills. Like,
I know.
Yeah. That bugged me. Because then, I guess we can say it now because we're here to this part. Like Simon and Kate didn't have to die if we could have just done this a little bit quicker.
Yeah. And their deaths, by the way.
Oh my God. Like that was one of those probably smiling and shocked moments when Kate's head goes through that meat slicer.
Yeah,
I think my face was about how it is right now.
I was like, oh my God. But I was also smiling about it, which is awkward and weird. But I remember watching it with David the first time. I honestly thought, I really believed in my heart that Kate and Simon were going to survive.
I did too. Yeah. I thought that little group would all survive.
I did.
Because why? Why? What have we learned?
Well, you want to know why I thought they survived? Because I got on imdb.com to see how many episodes they were in, and they were in all 3. And I'm like, oh, cool, they're going to live. Little do I know, it's because they're going to be different characters back in 1666. Yeah. I was really frustrated with this. Because that was why I thought they lived. I was like, oh, cool, they're in all 3 episodes. They're going to make it. It's fine. Wrong.
Oh, yeah, they tricked us all.
They did.
I mean, bravo. I'll give it to them. Sam's head through the meat slicer. Awesome.
Oh, yes. And then big old fat axe in Simon's head. I mean, I was so mad. Y'all don't understand. I was like, no, not Simon.
I know. I didn't. So we had Kate go, and I was like, okay, there's the death, and then turn around and Simon's gone too, and you're like,
and then
wait.
Crazy nervous. I was like, well, look, y'all cannot kill Josh, because if you kill Josh, I'm done with this whole series. Thank God.
That's what I said too. I was like, you can kill Dina, you can kill Sam.
Yeah, leave Josh alone.
Please don't take Josh away from me.
I know. He was too great.
He's the only one.
I feel like Sam drown already. Okay, hurry up. Like I'm cheering. Like,
why did it take her so long to drown?
I know.
I she was throwing the pills back up. I
mean, that was ridiculous.
I agree.
She should have drowned 4 times in the time it took her to drown once.
Die already.
Oh my gosh. I was like, can you I don't know, hit her in the head or something?
Hit her in the head and just drop her in the water. Then pull her back out when you need to. When they disappear, pull her back out.
My gosh. That was so much anxiety at that part.
It was.
Like, come on. I knew it was going to happen. You felt it coming up, but it gave you that hype, that good hype.
Get nervous.
And then down at the police station, everybody had their story. And I loved it. So uniform, and those cops were trying so hard.
Yep.
I really thought Josh was going to die for a minute there.
Me too.
I was scared, but I was hopeful.
I only thought, I didn't think it until we saw Kate die, and then we saw Simon die, and then I was like, oh God.
Yeah, I was like, oh, great.
Yeah.
There goes everyone.
I even thought once we got back to the house and I thought everything was good and then we realized it wasn't. Then I was
Yeah.
like, oh God, now you're going to kill Josh. And I don't like this.
Well, I was surprised whenever Sam stabbed Dina.
Yes.
I was like, wait.
Wait,
And I honestly, I just thought Dina was dead.
mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, wait, what?
I know, it shocked me.
And then when she taps Josh on the shoulder and he turns around, there's Dina. I was like, wait, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see Crazy Pants Sam flopping on the floor like a zombie.
Yeah. So weird.
Where does it end? It ends with them.
I think it ends like right about there, doesn't it? And they go to talk to C. Berman and they find out.
Did they go to see Berman at the beginning of the second one? Or is that the end of the first one?
They're at least talking to her at the end of the first one.
Yeah, they're talking to her on the phone.
On the phone, right?
Yeah.
Because she's telling them, no, it's not over.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. And then Sam's flopping around on the zombie because obviously it's not over.
Right.
I do have to say before we move on to the second one that I was yelling at Josh so much. And he's
I know.
just chilling on AOL.
Like,
And Dina's up there getting sliced up.
Exactly.
It's like, hello.
Okay, so on to episode 2.
1978. Against the backdrop of the endless feud between the teenagers of Shadyside and Sunnyvale and the century-spanning curse of the doomed witch, Sarah Fear, a spate of brutal axe murderers terrorizes the unsuspecting campers of Camp Nightwing. Now, after the pitiless killings in Fear Street 1994, a handful of lucky survivors find themselves in dire need of help to link the past to the present and, hopefully, unearth the gruesome truth. But warm, bright red blood follows. Will Dina and her friends ever find out what happened that horrible July?
I like that synopsis. That was a fun one to read.
Yeah, that one was better.
Yeah, I like that.
Sorry.
So this one starts out super crazy.
Yeah.
And I have to say, Kiara, the girl, plays a really great
Mean girl.
Yes, I was going to use another word. So thank you for helping me out. So I get that. She does it so well.
Because
like,
also, what's that other show?
Tell Me Your
Secrets.
Yeah, she's mean in that too. And she's so good at it.
She's so good at it.
Yeah.
And Pretty Little Liars.
Yes, true.
Yeah.
But
I was watching her on her live the other night, and she was talking to one of her friends, I don't know who it was, and she was saying that she knows she plays all these
mean girl.
She said, all these mean girl parts. And she says she really wants to do like a romantic comedy or something because she's never done a part like that. She's always the mean girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think
she plays it so well.
She does need to switch something or she's going to get stuck.
Typecast, yeah.
In that rut.
Yeah. And we know she can do it because if we think of like 1993 version of Jeanette Turner, she's a sweet little girl then. So I think she definitely can do it. She can, but so well.
Man, Fear Street.
She was like awful.
Bad.
Awful. Like when she pulled out
she
that
actually
lighter,
lit that girl's arm on fire.
I mean, she burned her. Like, actually, I thought she was just gonna mess with her and like not. Then she actually did it, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, that was insane.
Crazy.
Like, why?
Why? Question. The people with her, we got the twins or whatever. The guy that's with them, is that Will Good or is the other guy that came up with Nick? Because I couldn't tell which one is the mayor now. Which one's his brother and which one's the mayor? Like, because his brother,
the good-looking one.
Well, they both look the same, I thought.
I was
so confused.
The one helping and the one that was like would go and talk to her in her cabin.
Okay, so the one that was helping. So because there was like Nick came up with some other guy. And I was confused on whether that was Will Good or whether the one that was hanging out with Sheila was Will Good. I was really confused.
I think the one hanging out with Sheila was Will
Okay.
Good.
Mhm.
I think.
I think so. Well, I thought so too, because I think he even said, like, even Nick said, like, I'm going to tell mom, which I thought was hilarious. Like, okay, yeah, tell mom. But then I was like, well, who's this other guy? Then there was another part in the show where I thought they called him something. So I was like, is there 3 Good brothers? But I don't think so. I think there's just 2. I don't know. I was just
Yeah, I'm
start
pretty sure there's
kinda
only 2.
yeah. So they've got Ziggy tied up, and then we saw Nick come to arrest you. What did you think? Because at that time, I don't think they told us right away who he was. Or at least if they did, I didn't pay attention and I didn't put it together right away.
Yeah, I didn't put it together. They did say his name, but I didn't even
I don't
think
think I
about
knew.
that.
I don't think I knew what the sheriff's name was. Like the first, like at that point in time.
Yeah,
So it didn't click.
Exactly. Didn't pay attention to it the first movie enough.
And he was so like sweet and so good, and I really enjoyed him.
I did. I really liked Nick in the second movie.
I do. Like, I mean, I totally ship like Nick and Ziggy like in the second episode. Like, I want it somehow. I don't know. I know it can't happen, obviously, but I wanted it a lot.
Yeah, I loved Ziggy.
Me too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So he saves her and all that good stuff. And then we see her sister Cindy, which Cindy, so worried about that little stain on her shirt. She was so sweet though. I liked her.
No, she annoyed me.
She annoyed you? I liked her.
I was more.
I
I liked Ziggy's personality.
Yeah, I mean, I did too. I guess I guess I could see where if Ziggy was my little sister, I would be the same way. Like, can you please just stop causing trouble?
Yeah, I mean,
I really liked her by the end of the film.
Me too.
Yeah, she was really good by the end, and then she died. So.
I know.
Yeah. No, by the end, I loved her, but the beginning at this point, I could not stand her.
Nope, she just got on my nerves.
I mean, we met Tommy. Were you all like so? I was so shocked that Tommy turned out to be the guy in the burlap sack. Like, I was like, what?
Yeah, I was
he
too.
Just such a nice guy. It made me so sad.
Yeah, and seeing how he got the burlap sack on his head.
I kept waiting for the whole. I'm like, where is that sack gonna come in? Why does he have that on his head? Like, you know. And I was like, there it is. I think it's funny you never took it back off. Like, you're just gonna roll with it, you know.
Well, I don't think he.
I know. I guess you're dead by that point, but it was funny. I think.
I think that's
lost his head at one point.
Yeah. See, he put that back on. He got his head cut off with the sack on. At that point, why don't you just take the sack off? It just seems like it would make sense. I guess not.
The kid with the creepy mask and the baseball bat, that freaks me out.
Oh my gosh. Yes, him and the mailman. I feel like we should just take a moment to just
so
discuss
creepy.
All of the like awesome killers. Because like the mailman guy creeps me out too. Like, there's just something about him. He's all like
stabby,
stabbing all the housewives. It's so weird. But yeah, definitely the kid with the baseball bat and the mask. He was not shown very often, but every time he was, I was like, I don't like it.
Yeah, I was like, no, thank you.
You're freaking me out.
No, I did not like that kid.
Yeah. I kept wondering why they kept sending like, are these like just your MVPs? Like the because I mean mostly we just saw Skull Mask, Tommy, and Ruby Lane.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, are these just like your best ones? You wanted to send them out first, or like? I mean, Tommy's the one, like I said, he's gonna catch up to you. He's not like Michael Myers or anybody's just gonna stroll through like walking after you. He's taken off in full run to catch you.
And why just them? Out of all the names carved on the wall, why them?
Yeah. I mean,
I guess they couldn't have, like hundreds of serial killers just
but that bugged me
all over the place.
That's
no one's alive by the end of the films.
Because I'm like, okay, like I know I'm being weird. Like, I want to see the rest of them. Can you show me these other killers, please? Like, you've teased me in the fact that there's all these names and then you're not going to show me them.
Yeah. I wonder if they'll start doing more of these.
Right. That would be cool.
Yeah.
We
Not necessarily Fear Street, but even just him doing more of these kind of horror movies. Cool. You know, these gory ones.
You could even do more of this.
Yeah.
Because you could just show us. We've got so many options as far as the killers go. You could just show us some of that stuff. Now, granted, those are going to end with like no survivors. We already know that.
Yeah.
I really like the way they intertwined all three films too.
I do too.
It was brilliantly done. Really bringing like a lot of the actors and playing the different parts and the different, different.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved that.
So thoughts on Alice and Arnie. Now they got on my nerves.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't really like them.
They were just like those characters you just wanted to be like high and want to have sex all the time. And it was just the pointless. I don't know. But I guess every good horror movie has those characters.
Yeah.
So I guess they had to be there, but they got on my nerves. So it's like, it's really unnecessary.
Yeah. I mean, the very end when her and Alice like kind of.
That was sweet. Yeah.
I liked that part. But
I did kind of feel bad for her when she died. It's a little painful.
Yeah. I
felt bad. Just because, I mean, that girl, like, you escaped those tunnels all by yourself with your I mean, I'm like, dang, you came so far. I felt so bad.
That was the hard part of it, of her death, is just because you thought she made it. And then boom, you're like, oh, okay, yeah.
Yep.
At that point, I was kind of like, okay. I see what you guys are doing now.
Yeah.
And I think by the third one, I was just like, every single person I met, I was like, oh, I bet you're dead. I bet you're going to die. I'm not getting attached to you people anymore.
Nope.
I'm about done with this.
Right.
Let's keep watching.
And then we had Nurse Lane. I thought that was a really cool tie-in to have her be Ruby's mom.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. And it's too bad that she didn't get to kill Tommy, because then that would have just ended the whole thing. It would have been nice,
I know.
I wonder what would happen then. His name was already on the wall. Would he have to put another name on the wall? How would that work? I wonder.
I don't know.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, see, we need more movies. We need to figure this out.
I know. Yeah. Did you all want Sheila to die? Because I did. And I was like,
yes,
dang.
Very much so.
And I'm pretty sure she did. She survived, right? Though, because they punched her out, but they never showed Tommy actually murdering her. So, did she survive? I don't know.
I think she did. I didn't see.
I think she survived.
Yeah, but I mean, they didn't show it. They didn't show her getting out of there. How'd she know to go to the buses? Like, the other guy had lost his head already. It was just.
Or
like
no.
a plot hole. I don't know. Like, what happened to Sheila?
No, I think she might have died in like that bathroom.
Well, because I know it was like Ziggy punched her or whatever. And she kind of got knocked out. And then that's when Tommy came in.
Into the
they
bathroom.
Never showed us.
Right?
Yeah. And he cut off that one guy's head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe we didn't see her die.
I don't think we saw what happened to Sheila. I mean, I'm cool with her dying. I mean, she was a horrible person.
Yeah.
Were you shocked at how many like children were killed in this?
Yes.
Like, I thought it would be more of like the teenagers or whatever. Now, have you noticed though, they didn't show it ever.
Yeah.
They would pan away to something else and you would just hear like the chopping or whatever in the background.
Thankfully.
Yeah, because I was like, oh no, like there's a bunch of kids here. Like,
yeah. I got really, really nervous.
Yeah.
For a second, I was like, oh, please do not start killing kids in this. I can't do this.
Because even in like the Friday the 13th movies, like when you're at a camp or whatever, it's usually like, well, before the kids arrive, like the counselors are getting, so like, you have teenagers, but you usually don't have like children.
Yeah. Can't go around hacking up children.
No, but apparently you can if you're R.L. Stein and Fear Street.
Apparently.
They're okay with it.
Yeah, but they don't really show it in it.
Yeah.
So I give them a pass.
Right.
So they find the book, because that's kind of an important part of the story.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And they read the inscription of it, which I feel like was a bad move. I feel like they should keep, if you find creepy stuff, anybody, leave it alone.
Yeah.
It's like every single time I see a news story, but they're like, oh, we found a new something and we're opening it up. I'm like, no,
don't do it.
Leave it alone.
Right? It's like, really, I watched far too many scary movies for this. Okay. We're not going to mess with witchcraft of any kind, even if you don't believe in it. Let's just not chance it. Let's just leave it alone.
No, there's just things you just leave alone.
Yeah.
That being one of them.
It's like one of those, you don't say Candyman in the mirror 5 times. You just don't do it.
No.
Even if you don't
Bloody
believe
Mary.
It, don't do it. There's no reason to like, nah. You're not going to chance fate or,
Emmett did it the other day. Bloody Mary.
No. Bloody Mary's one thing. It's the Candyman. Never. Like children.
Oh, see, Bloody Mary's more scary to me.
Do you remember those movies, The Candyman? Well, that's why. If you go watch them, bet you'll never do it again. He's terrifying.
Oh, really? No, I don't think I've ever seen. I know the story, but I don't think I've ever actually seen the movies.
Side note: I watched these when I remember them clearly. I was 14.
Oh.
And I was like an adult. I mean, I felt like I was like an adult. Like I'm 14. I'm not gonna be scared of a movie.
Mm-hmm.
I watched them late at night. No one else was home except for my mom and me. So I watched them in my room. It's like 3 a.m. when they're over. She's fallen asleep on the couch because she did that all the time. Like, whatever. I went and curled up at the other end of the couch at 14 years old to sleep in bed with my mom because those movies scared the crap out of me.
Oh man, I might have to go watch them now.
They're good though. But yeah, I think it was Candyman 2. Because there's like 2. They're making a new one, aren't they?
I don't know.
Yeah, there's one out in theaters right now.
Yeah. We're messing around with the Candyman. That's scary. What did you all think? Like, who did you think C. Berman was? I was convinced it was Cindy.
I did too. I thought it was Cindy.
Yeah. I was pleasantly surprised when I found out it was Ziggy.
Me too.
But I definitely thought that it was going to be Cindy.
At first, I thought it was Cindy, but since so much of the movie was focused on Ziggy, that I had a feeling that it was going to end up being her.
See, you're smarter than I was, Tiffany.
Yeah, me too.
Crossed my mind.
Because I thought it was Cindy.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was probably hoping it was Ziggy.
Right, I was too.
Yeah, so then by the ending scene when you saw Tommy going away at Cindy, you're like, it's definitely not her.
Not Cindy. But then at the same time, you had wasn't it the mailman dude like attacking?
Yeah, he was like stabbing her. And then she came back to life with CPR.
Yeah.
Like he just stabbed your intestines and your lungs and your kidneys and
I know.
You're good. Perfect.
I was like, look, I am not a doctor, but I've watched enough Resident and Grey's Anatomy to know that you may have got her heart beating again, but you're gonna need to like put some pressure on those wounds. Bleed out.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was.
That man kind of creeped me out though when he was stabbing her. Man.
Yes, that was.
He was really going at it.
Yeah.
I need to know all these stories.
That's what I want to know. I want to see how these play out because there's so much. They all have their own style.
Yeah. Yeah. There's too many. We need more. We need more.
I want to see the kid with the baseball bat. As much as he creeps me out, I need to know the backstory on that.
Oh man, I don't know.
That's weird. I want to see it.
That might be the one I'm just not okay with.
That weird dude in the water with whatever that is on his head. Didn't care for that either.
Yeah. He was creepy.
Were there any other women? Is Ruby the only woman who's ever been? Well, I guess Sam after that, but where are the women's names on the wall? Were there any other women?
I don't know. I didn't pay enough attention to the wall.
I know. Interesting. I want to see Ruby's story because I think she's awesome.
Yes, I would love to see Ruby's story.
I loved her scene, so
yeah.
I'd like more of that.
That would be cool.
So Nurse Lane attacks Tommy.
Mm-hmm.
She said his name's on the wall and he's going to die tonight one way or the other.
So creepy.
Yes.
Did you guys, well, I guess by this time, like I believed her. I was like, oh.
I didn't understand why. Obviously, I was, because we didn't know about the wall really yet.
Yeah.
So I didn't understand it. I was like, how does she know something? I still didn't figure out that it was going to be him as the killer.
I didn't either. I just thought like somebody was coming after him. Like I thought like he was going to be like that target.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that he was going to be the one killing everyone.
I mean, we should have known, because didn't like Josh give us some like flashbacks when he was describing all the different killers? Didn't we see like the flannel shirt and all that? I feel like it looked just like Tommy, except for with a burlap sack on his head. But
I don't
it
know.
still didn't cross my mind that it was going to be him. He was too nice. I was like, there's no way.
I liked him, so I didn't think.
Yeah.
I mean, the only other one we knew alive was Ryan, but we really didn't get to know him.
Mm-mm.
Like we got to actually know Tommy a little bit.
Yeah. I know. Oh, the missing hand.
Oh,
I
yeah.
found that. Right.
They found it. And then I thought it'd be over.
Yeah. I thought maybe, I don't know. I mean, there was so much. I'm like, this daggone riddle. Like, imagine trying to figure this out. Like, what do I need to do?
Really, since there's no adults.
Exactly. I'm always surprised in these movies how people manage to figure out these riddles, because I'm watching, I'm like, I have no idea what that means.
Oh, I would be one of the first ones dead.
Yeah. Like I don't know what we're doing here.
I have no survival skills.
Me neither. I can't run real fast, so I mean, yeah, no.
I can't run. I would get lost.
I'd be the weirdo. I would stop to help somebody. I'm an idiot. Like I would, it'd be somebody, the person that would trip in the woods. I would go back and get them, and then we both die. So.
Oh, yes. Definitely. I would definitely get caught up in a net.
I know.
Like,
right.
There's, how they make fun of the girls screaming down the hallway and they trip.
Yep.
That's me.
Well, see, I'd come back and help you. And then I did that too.
Oh, good. While you two are doing that, I'll get away.
Yeah, Tiffany's like, I'm going to be going this way.
Tiffany's like, I got skills.
I'm out of here.
As long as I have my inhaler, I should be okay.
You can take mine too if you need.
Maybe I need to borrow one of girls' inhalers, and then maybe I can run. I don't know. I mean, there's not really, other than what I know, like when, go ahead.
I felt bad for Cindy. She had to kill Tommy twice.
Right. And here she was like, I don't think I could do it. Yeah. She could. I was proud of her, because she definitely could do it when it came to like saving her sister.
Oh yeah.
She didn't hesitate.
She realized at that point that it wasn't him.
I mean, she was cool too. When she broke through that vent to the, like, that was like screwed in, I was like, all right, Cindy, like maybe you've got some skills here after all.
I remember that was another anxiety moment.
Yeah.
Just going, come on.
Get out of there.
Who was Tommy's first? Who did he kill first?
Arnie.
Oh, that's right. That's about where I ended today.
Okay.
So I remember Arnie being killed.
Yeah.
I think that's where I ended up ending.
And then back to Nick Good. When he was like protecting Ziggy. Man, I mean, I think he really like cared about her. Like,
yeah.
And you could tell too, like in his conversation with her, that he did not want to do this. Like he didn't want to be the one to carry on this legacy or whatever. I'm like, why did you then? Because obviously by 1994, he's perfectly fine with what he's had to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, so you're sheriff. Can't we dream a little bigger than sheriff?
Right?
I mean, your brother got to be mayor. I feel like that's a better deal. Don't you think?
No, because his dad was the sheriff. You remember?
I know, but
his life really isn't all that extraordinary for all of these people to have to die, is it? Like, am I missing something here?
He did have a cool house. A much cooler house than I've
That's
ever
true.
seen a sheriff live in.
That is true.
Yeah.
But I'm like, career-wise, like, I want to dream a little bigger than sheriff of some little tiny little town.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
You'd think so, but I think that's what he was supposed to do when he grew up.
Destiny, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So Alice touches the black slime. That was also a really creepy part.
Yeah, that's gross.
She started seeing all the dead children.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's when she breaks her leg,
Which
was gnarly.
Yeah. That was. I wonder how they were. That was when they were trying to pull her out through that, like, on that bucket. I'm thinking, is that going to work?
Yep.
Thank God it's not me down there, because y'all are not pulling me up on that bucket.
And then the dead guy with no head lands on the broken leg.
Oh my God.
Oh,
How awful, right? Oh
my gosh.
Like, get him off! Get him off! Yeah. I'd be freaking out too. I wouldn't even care about my leg at that point. Just get the dead guy off of me.
I feel so terrible for that guy, because he did not want to go out and look for people. He was like, no, I'm just ready to just like sit here and wait on the bus.
I know.
And Nick made him go out and look. Like,
He's like, we'll go. We will? It's like, speak for yourself. I want to stay right here.
I'm not going anywhere.
I did.
I mean, I would, though, because there's little kids out there. Of course I would, but I wouldn't want to. I'm just going to say.
I don't think anybody wanted to.
Jeanette, in the movie, you're going to be blonde.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
I will be too. It's okay. Don't worry.
I mean, we've almost gotten to, they've got the hand. They're going to take it back to where they think the body's going to be at the tree.
Yeah.
Just kidding. It's not there. And at this point,
that coming.
I'm like, well, where is it then?
Yeah. I got mad.
Because I thought where the accident happened, I thought, well, that's going to be the tree. You know, so that's where the bones are.
Yeah.
Not there. And then good old Tommy Slater's just trucking it towards them. And I'm like, well, you're screwed now.
So since he was running every time they pointed the camera at him, he should have gotten there much quicker than he did.
Right. Especially when you've got like Ruby and like the mailman, they're just strolling. She's singing her song and she still gets there at the same time that he does. Right. It doesn't make any sense.
But you even think back in 94 when he's going down that hallway to kill Sam.
Yeah.
And you're like, he's been running.
How long is that hallway? Yeah.
Is he just like a really slow runner? Do we think?
It makes me think of like the opposite of like, those movies, the scary movies or whatever. You know how they show like the killers, they walk, but then when the camera pans away, they take off running. So maybe it's the opposite with Tommy. He runs only when the camera's looking at him, and then he stops and takes a breath, and then he runs some more.
That has to be what's happening.
Because I thought that too. I'm like, when are you ever going to get there? My goodness.
I'm like, stop slowing down this time.
It was super convenient how the hand was still under the tree inside the mall, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
It started raining, so it all got covered up.
It was super convenient that it was
Who
still
built
there.
the mall just around a tree?
Around the tree?
That was
a little far-fetched on the plot, but okay. It's fine. Yeah. Nice little twist. It's all 90s. We got to end it here in the mall, right? I mean, where else
course.
Are we doing this whole thing?
Exactly.
Yeah.
There was nothing else to do there.
Yeah. Makes sense. I think we've gotten through it all for the most part.
Yeah, just the ending scene when Dina touches the hand when she's trying to put it back with the body. And she's transported back to 1666 as Sarah Fear herself.
I was super confused on what was going on there.
Yes.
I watched it. I'm like, what is happening? Yeah. But it was pretty cool. That was a nice little way tied in. But that's where, it ends. And right? I think episode 3 is ready to begin.
1666, an unspeakable evil has cast its unholy shadow over Union, the original settlement before its division into Sunnyvale and Shadyside, ushering in a new era of misfortune and terror. In the aftermath of the brutal mall killings in Fear Street 1994, Dina finds herself plagued by vivid, blood-curdling visions of death and decay, forcing Cindy Berman, the only one who saw the sorceress and survived after the bloody Camp Nightwing massacre on Fear Street 1978, to step in. Now there is no turning back, and until body and hand unite, no one is safe from the fiery curse of damned Sarah Fear. But evil has no boundaries. What will it take to rid Shadyside of the witch's sin?
Ooh.
No.
Dun dun dun.
All right.
This episode, the plot of it wasn't, I mean, like, what happens isn't necessarily my favorite. What was my favorite was that we got to see all these people, all these actors that were in both episodes come back. And I was like, ooh, that's so-and-so. Ooh, that's Tommy. Ooh, that's Nick. And some of them, it took me a long time to figure out. I'm like, who is that? Because they look really familiar. Like, Nick was one of them. Nick is Solomon. I was like, why does that face look, it looks so different?
Some of them I didn't get until middle or end.
Yeah.
I knew that there was somewhere, but it was hard for me to place.
Yeah. Agreed. So we kind of see, like, it opens up with what, I guess, Dina as Sarah Fear. Does it open up with her and the pigs first? Is that what we're seeing first? Where her pigs are like delivering and she like saves them all or whatever.
Yeah.
And then her dad talking to her, we find out that she's supposed to marry Solomon Good, which I did catch that time. I was like, ooh, his last name's Good. And I guess he was a widow, is that right?
I think so.
I think so too. But of course, she's in love with the pastor's daughter, which is really unfortunate in 1666. I feel like that's never going to end well for you.
No.
I mean, it's just not.
No. Sadly. I mean, very sadly. But
I mean, it was a cute little story to bring it sort of full circle of, like Dina and Sam, but
yeah. I get what they were doing with it. And I applaud them. I mean, if you think about it, I'm sure that stuff was going on back then.
I'm sure it was. Yeah.
I mean, I would assume so.
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
so
this wasn't talked about,
No. And I think so. I feel like it could be real. It could be a real thing because that wouldn't have not been allowed back then.
No, I mean, it would have ended basically exactly how it ended here,
Exactly.
Yeah. But I loved their little, did anybody write down what they were saying to each other when they would be like, something about the moon? I just thought that was so fun. Their little code words for like, let's meet out in the woods and eat some hallucinogenic berries and have fun. Because I mean, I guess I don't think about that like in that time frame, but of course I probably did. I mean, I'm sure teenagers always did the same stuff that we did as a teenagers. I mean, just in their own way. So I thought that was really fun.
Yeah. I like that little full circle.
Full moon rises before nightfall. Oh,
that's right. And then they say it's sort of like the perfect night for, I don't know, some kind of
it's
night.
A good night for something.
Yeah.
I missed it.
But it was fun. I liked it a lot. So then they go to the witch's house, aka Nurse Lane. I love how we're bringing that in to get the berries.
Yeah.
And they find that spell book there, which comes back into play. But she like warns them against it. So like, why did she have it? You know what I mean? Like if it wasn't something that she was into doing, why did she have it? I wonder.
Keeping it safe, maybe?
Maybe. Yeah.
So nobody would get hands on it that shouldn't?
Yeah. She failed there. right?
Yes, did.
A little.
Yeah. So we have them at the bonfire, and they're all high on their berries, and Sarah and Hannah, right, or sneak off, and I was a little shocked by the scene. I didn't see it coming. I was like,
I didn't either.
Well, then.
I did not either. I was like, whoa, okay.
That got a little graphic all of a sudden. But then somebody sees them. We don't know who. So that's, definitely. But we don't know who then.
I was about to say, don't we?
We do. But at that time, we don't know who it was.
Not till closer to the end. I actually liked Solomon.
I liked Solomon too. This is my dilemma. I liked Nick a little bit, like towards the end of him.
Towards the end, not so much.
Yeah. Well, I guess it was the middle part that I liked him. In the beginning, I thought he was shady. In the middle, I was like, okay, cool, I like you. And then no, I liked young Nick the whole time. And then I liked Solomon.
I like Solomon too. Yeah.
I think he just got. I think he was just down on. Here I am. I'm gonna make excuses for the person that summons the devil. But of course, I mean, we know I like my men toxic, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw out my excuses. I think he was so tired of like his misfortunes, and he probably missed his wife, and I don't know.
And his child. He lost a child and a wife.
Yeah. So that was because I think he really cared about Sarah. I mean, I don't think he wanted to hurt her. I think he wanted to just live a life with her.
Yeah, she kind of just got thrown into the mix when they were seen in the woods by Thomas. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
That's unfortunate. But and then the town pastor, that scene upset me. With all those kids.
Oh yeah, that was insane.
That we saw with like these children, their eyes all poked out. That was awful.
Oh, that was
right.
That was a hard one.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder why did he pick like the pastor to like use as the first name? Like, I wonder what that was about. There had to be a reason of all the people in that town.
Right.
Why him, who should have probably seemingly been a good man? I mean, we didn't know enough about him to know if he actually was or not, but
yeah.
Strange first pick, I think.
I
mean, I don't know. I think
it's pretty horror film.
I know.
101.
I'm not going to offer up anyone's soul to the devil, but if I was going to, I definitely don't think it would be the pastor. I don't know. That just feels like...
I mean, it's ironic.
Very much so, I think. Yeah.
So that's probably why.
Maybe.
I mean, it has us talking about it.
Exactly. That's true. That's true. So then, it was the Willems. What was his name in this? Not Tommy, but it was that guy with his teeth, y'all. I mean, like, Stout couldn't handle it.
So gross.
I mean, I understand it's 1666, but nobody else's teeth looked like that. New Simon's
because he was gross.
Like it's gross.
The town drunk.
I guess, yeah. They grossed me out. Ugh. Anyway, so he tells everybody he saw them in the woods. And then suddenly everybody saw them in the woods.
Yeah,
felt
convenient.
Right. Oh yeah. I saw them there too.
I felt so bad for her.
Right? And then
Sarah.
that's it. Like, we're just gonna hang you now. Like,
that's it.
Okay.
And the dad just not really
nothing.
Didn't fight him, nothing.
No, nothing.
That just boggled my mind.
Yeah.
Like, wait.
Yeah. Now, explain something to me. Okay, so we know that by doing this ritual, the goods get all these fortunes or whatever. Does that mean that the other people get misfortunes? Because why all their food was rotted and like their well water got poisoned with the dog and like I feel like that confused me a little. Like, why did Was that just setting up that was now going to be like Shady Side, and then he builds Sunnyvale? How does that happen? I feel like we missed.
Yeah, because like it seemed like all the people in Shady Side were just like down on their luck, is the way they made it sound in the other films.
So where did the Sunnyvale people come? Like, you know what I mean? I feel like we missed a point, like explaining that part of it, of how did it actually get split, though? Because I mean, he couldn't have started a whole town. Did he start a whole town by himself? If so, that's pretty incestuous. I mean, like that all those people, like, I don't know.
I don't think we ever really do know.
Yeah.
How the town gets split.
No, see that part. I'd like to know the details of that.
That's somewhere in between 1666 and 1984 or 87.
Right?
Yeah.
That part just confused me, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, so maybe we are going to have more parts come out.
It would be cool, I think.
That would be nice, yeah.
You know, explain more to us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they chose some weird years. Random years, too.
Really random. I mean, the 1666, that would make sense because it gives you the whole 666. But
yeah.
But then they skipped all the way to 1900s. What?
1978.
I know. I guess it's just
77. 77 or 78?
78.
78.
And then 95.
94.
94. Yeah.
All right. Oh, I love when if they want to witch, I'll give them a witch.
I mean, you know, I was with her on that.
I was too.
You're gonna die anyways. I mean,
I was like, yeah,
do it.
Yep. So it's good to be cheering her on for doing that.
No, these people deserved it.
They did.
I mean, they were terrible. But she gets to the witch's house, and of course, someone's already killed her. Taking the book.
Yeah.
I know.
And the book is gone.
I still didn't suspect Solomon. I didn't suspect him at all. I mean, even though I even knew his name was good. And somehow I didn't suspect him.
I didn't either.
Yep. Nope.
And I mean, I should have, because we know the sheriff is good. We know that the mayor is good. I mean, like, we know these things.
Yeah.
So I should have figured it out, but I didn't at all. I thought he was a really nice guy.
I just like Solomon. I felt like he was sincere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think he was.
Yeah.
To an extent, but he self-preservation, and I mean,
yeah,
got to him. But yeah. Like he even when Sarah goes there, I mean, like you can see it on his face that he's like sad that she's like, you know, being accused of this when he knows it's him. And like I think he wants to help her. But he can't.
And Sarah hides and finds the secret passage to the witch's mark.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of where we went wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Went down a wrong path here.
Yeah.
But that's kind of where, right? I lost your notes.
No, I was like, no, I thought you were going.
Isn't that kind of where we figure out that Solomon's not good?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's where we figure it out.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, because he tells her to hide because all the townspeople are searching Solomon's house next for her. Mm-hmm. So why he tells her to hide where he knows there's a secret passage to his lair.
Yeah. Which, great. Maybe there's nowhere else to hide. I mean, it's probably the only other like separate room, I guess, in the whole place. I don't know.
So she stabs him, and that's when he cuts her hand off.
That was so gross.
Yeah, that was really nasty.
I mean, it not even just cuts it off. At first, it's kind of dangling.
Oh yeah,
it has to like rip it on.
Rip off.
Like, oh god, yeah. Can you imagine?
That was insane.
She's a soldier and just wraps it up and keeps going.
Yeah.
I didn't like Dina, but I liked Sarah Fear.
Right.
I did too.
Yeah.
I loved
she was
Sarah
tough.
Fear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
know, you feel like you shouldn't.
I was
Because
okay with it. She was
she's
being
like
done
the
wrong.
witch.
I
She's
don't
the bad
care.
person.
I don't care. Like all of this, they had coming to them. Now, granted, I know she's the reason. No, because then we find out she's not the reason that all those killers are coming after. That's not her. That's the devil. And
She was the one
goods.
wronged.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's not even her fault that Simon's dead, because I'm gonna keep harping on that because I just was unhappy about the situation.
That death got you.
It did. It did. I hated it. He deserved better.
He did. He did.
Yeah.
Him and Kate both did.
Kate too. I liked her just as much. Man,
We had them the longest, I feel.
they shouldn't have made him so likable if they didn't want us to feel this. It's awful.
Well, I don't know. Kate was pretty bad. But I did like that she was the valedictorian and the president of all the clubs, but she was
And
also the drug dealer in the
drug
school.
dealer. I loved him.
She's
She's versatile. You
How
know?
accurate is that?
Exactly. In a small town, absolutely. Absolutely.
So Sarah confesses to the witchcraft to save Hannah's life. Blah, blah, blah. I was not happy with that. I could give a crap about Hannah at that point for some
I didn't
reason.
care about Hannah either.
I was like, no.
But Sarah wasn't going to survive, and she knew that. So why take Hannah down with her? You know?
I know. It was all noble, and that's what she should have done.
Romantic. Yeah.
I get it. I still wasn't happy about it.
Me too. I loved her words to Solomon, though.
Mm-hmm.
Just told him, like, you will never escape me.
Didn't you put it in the notes, Tiffany?
Yes. The truth will come out, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but it will. The truth shall be your curse. It will follow you for eternity. I will shadow you forever. I will show them what you've done. I will never let you go.
Oh,
Love it.
so creepy good.
It's true.
Love it.
She haunts him forever.
And she does.
Mm-hmm.
And she does. Poor goods.
But now we see why the body wasn't there. Because their
Yep.
friends moved it. Why'd y'all move it? I mean, it would have saved us a lot of trouble if you just left it where it was.
Right?
It's their fault Simon's dead. Because if they could have reunited the hand back in 1978, it would have all been over.
Well, that would have been the easy way out.
Actually, it wouldn't though, right? Because didn't we have to kill? I don't know. We had to kill the goods, right?
Is it the goods we have to kill to make it end?
Didn't it? Yeah, I mean, that's how it, at the end, it disappears once he dies.
Yeah.
But just Nick, because he's the one that's been passed on to. Like, Will was cool, I guess.
That's what I was confused about. Like, do both of them have to die? Like,
Yes,
can the name not go on?
It says it's passed down, like first generation to the next.
So is Nick older?
Well, that's what confused me too. But I didn't think he was.
I thought he was younger. I don't know.
Because Ziggy said it was his first year as a counselor. But they say first generation. Maybe Will. I mean, he didn't seem like the smartest. So maybe like Dad was like, no, we're not going to give this to you, Nick. Right? I mean, I don't know. It struck me as strange too.
So after that, Sheriff Good searches for Dina because she's uncovered the truth through Sarah.
Yeah. And poor Ziggy, when they told her the whole story, I mean, she looked absolutely like devastated.
I know.
And she thought he was a good guy. But then they go get that guy. What we didn't talk about when Josh help that guy escape jail.
Oh, I love that part.
Again. And he's like, hey, you want to help us kill Sheriff Good? And he's like, yeah, let's do it.
Let me go grab my coat. Sure.
Once again, an absolutely fabulous plan.
Yes.
With like the blood. I mean, they have come up with some really good ideas. to trap them all in there, like really cool.
I like how they all squirted them all with the blood and they turned on each other. It's fun.
That was really cool too. Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah. See, now in that scene, we got to see a lot. But even still, they said like a lot, like everybody was coming after them, and we still only saw like 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think there's a lot more.
Like, they're just slow. I guess they're not running like Tommy is. So it just took a little bit longer to get there.
You mean the slowest, fastest runner ever?
Exactly.
So Dina and Nick battle. And then Nick is dead.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think that's about the end, right? Are we at the end? The ending scene is the spell book being stolen from the crime scene under the mall.
Yes. And I want to tell you all something. The first time I watched this, I didn't even see that scene until I watched it today. And then I was like, wait, is this something still happening? And so I sat there and waited because it was like in between credits.
Yeah.
I was like, I missed that the first time.
I remember seeing it the first time.
That's why I think there's going to be more, because that ending scene, someone stole the spell book.
So somebody's just got to do it again. Maybe this time it'll be a shady sider, and they'll be the ones that reap all the benefits, and the Sunnydale kids will be.
Ooh, maybe.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
A little twist of fate.
Yeah.
No.
Oh. All right. It's late. And we did it, guys.
We did it. That was fun.
Yeah. That was hoary.
It was what now?
What?
Might want to use a different word. All stood on a corner all night together.
As soon as she saw it or said it, she was like, wait, that's not right. That's not right.
Like, nope, wrong word. Horrific. There.
Horrific.
It was very horrific.
Too funny.
I like
All
that
right,
one.
guys. Well, that was super fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Feel free to give us any kind of feedback. Let us know. Like, I think we're going to try to do a Christmas special too. If you guys have any ideas of what you would want to hear, what kind of stuff you'd like to see us do for some of these like special episodes, let us know. You can email us at familyfanclubs2021@gmail. You know what? I'm going to say that one more time because I think I added an S. It's just familyfanclub2021@gmail.com. And then find us on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok. It's either FB Family Fan Clubs or Family Fan Clubs. One of those. Hope you all have a good night and happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween, guys.
Happy Halloween.